You're an entrepreneur or small business owner, right? Are you utilizing Facebook ads or Instagram ads? If not, it's probably because you just don't know how to produce the content. At earlehallstudio.com, we can create an audio commercial as well as video commercials for you to really get attention to your business and make more money. Audio commercials for radio and audio platforms start at just $99. Or you can go all in with a great commercial for your business to be aired online or even on TV, starting at just $197. Get more information at earlehallstudio.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the show today, Align with Your Purpose. I'm your host, Earle Hall. I'm here for you Monday through Friday, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, and 7:30 a.m. on the West Coast, bringing you some of the best business development tips for those that are looking to go to six figures and beyond in their business. Your business is your purpose. And what we want to discuss in this program is how you can do better. What are the things you need to do differently? What are the things you need to keep doing because you're spot on about doing them? Well, today I've got a pretty interesting program. I want to talk to you today about you comparing yourself to others. It's one of the things that can really hold you back. It's one of the things that can literally take you away from your purpose, is by comparing yourself to someone else that, does the same types of things that you do, or is in the same type of business or whatever. Because when you compare yourself to someone else, you are not giving yourself full credit for the awesome person, the business that you have. You're not giving yourself that permission to do great things. I have this saying, stop waiting for permission from others to be great. And it's one of those things that so many entrepreneurs and small business owners, especially when they first start out, do. And it's something that needs to change. It's something that can change. And in this program, I want to discuss some of the ways in which you can eliminate that thing about comparing yourself to someone else. The thing that happens when we compare ourselves to others is it can set up a mindset within ourselves to think that we're just not good enough. And I know, and you ought to know, that's simply not true. The way that you are, the person that you are right now is good enough. The person that you are right now is perfect the way that you are. And let me tell you why. Because you've taken the initiative to start. You've taken the initiative to pursue your dreams, your goals. Obviously, if it's a goal, it means you're on the path to it. So many times we mistake having a goal when we haven't attained that goal yet as, oh my gosh, I'm just not the right person for this, or I'm not doing the things that I ought to be doing. It's just completely false. It's a path. It's a process. And you've got to enjoy that path and that process. And it's fun when you hit milestones, when you reach certain objectives that are on the path to your goal. It makes that goal seem so much more attainable. Start enjoying the little wins. Start enjoying those little wins that happen every single day. Most of us have like a to-do list or a checklist. We have a schedule that we keep. Give yourself credit for doing the things that you said you were going to do. It may seem small to you right now, but it is not a small thing. You know why? Because most people don't do what they say they're going to do on a small scale. And if you don't do those things that you say you're going to do on a small scale, how in the world do you ever expect to do those things if you're even able to reach your goals? A goal is a target, and there's a path to that target. If you play football, if you're an archer, there's a path to the target, right? You've got to aim it up. You've got to strategize how you're going to hit that target. But even as you release that arrow, there's a path from that arrow to the target. If you're on a football field, there's a path to the goal line, and you've got to overcome the obstacles that are in your way. But here's the thing. Sometimes we put obstacles in our way. We put obstacles in our way because we have a negative way of thinking about ourselves. We have that negative self-talk that says we're not good enough or we're not as good as someone else. Those are the types of things that you really have to be aware of that you're not doing, that you're not putting the obstacles in your way to attain the things that you say that you want to attain so that you can hit that goal. It's a process, and the process can be so much fun. It really can, but some people don't enjoy the process because all they're looking at is the goal. Well, that process, when you play that thing perfectly and when you enjoy that process each and every day, magic happens because now you've set up a pattern for yourself to make sure that you're doing those things that need to get done on the way to the goal. Now, here's some other good news. When you hit the goal, you have the opportunity now to go higher and set another goal because things just have a tendency. Once you hit a goal, you want to do even better than that, right? Do you think any professional athlete said to themselves, hey, I made it to the Super Bowl. Hey, I made it to the US Open. Hey, I made it to the playoffs, and then didn't try and do better than what they did before to get them to that goal? Here's another thing. Once you attain that goal, it means it's possible. It means that your competition can hit that same goal too. I think back to the time when, I wish I could remember the person's name, when no one thought it was possible to do a 4-minute mile until someone did it. When I'm talking about I'm talking about running a mile in 4 minutes. As soon as someone did that, everyone started doing it because now there was no negative talk, because before then it was just negative talk. Oh, it's impossible for the human body to do that, until a human body did it, right? The same thing with the goals that you're setting for yourself. People may look at you like you're crazy because you have some big audacious goal. But when you hit that goal, when you actually hit it, now you've let everyone else know that it's possible to hit that goal, and they're going to try and do the same thing. So guess what? You got to set a bigger goal because now it's been shown to be possible, right? If anyone that looks like you, that was raised like you, has attained something in life that you would like to attain, it means you can do the same thing. But when you start comparing yourself to others, when you start letting that comparison thing go on, which we may as well call it jealousy, in many different cases, we have a tendency to think that we can't do it. I'm going to go deeper into this and tell you why people have those certain types of feelings and thoughts and negative beliefs behind why they think they can't do it because someone else is better than them in their own mind. We're going to take a short break, but we're going to come right back and we're going to dig into this a little bit deeper. Get the book Align with Your Purpose by Earle Hall. Find and walk in your purpose. Get the answers to your questions about life and how to make it exactly what you want are in this book. This is your chance to stop living in a life you hate. Discover how to manifest the life you actually want. Get Align with Your Purpose now on Amazon, paperback, Kindle, or audiobook. You're an entrepreneur or small business owner, right? Are you utilizing Facebook ads or Instagram ads? If not, it's probably because you just don't know how to produce the content. At earlehallstudio.com, we can create an audio commercial as well as video commercials for you to really get attention to your business and make more money. Audio commercials for radio and audio platforms start at just $99. Or you can go all in with a great commercial for your business to be aired online or even on TV, starting at just $197. Get more information at earlehallstudio.com. Thanks so much, folks, for keeping it locked right here on Align with Your Purpose. I'm your host, Earle Hall. I come to you Monday through Friday, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, 7:30 a.m. on the West Coast. Make sure that you do visit the website, www.alignwithyourpurpose.co. Grab the book. It's on Kindle, paperback, as well as audiobook format on Amazon.com right now. Look, We have been talking today about why and how you need to stop comparing yourself to others. It's one of the biggest mistakes that people can make. It makes it so that if you're comparing yourself to someone else, many times you can try and copy what it is that they're doing, and that's not authentically you. It causes you to maybe not do as much as you would normally do because, well, I can't do it as good as they can do it. Let me tell you one of the biggest things that holds people back. You must stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. I heard this, and I forget where I heard it. I wish I could give credit to the person that I heard it from. But when you compare your start to someone else's middle or whatever in their journey, how can you compete with that? You can't. You just started. They've been doing this forever. How long they've been doing this for? So, of course, they're ahead of you. They're doing more than you're doing. They've got better equipment. They've got a bigger audience. They've got a much better tribe following them. All the things that they're making more money. All of this. You cannot put yourself in a negative thinking position because your beginning is not the same as someone else's middle. And believe me, so many people, they'll look at things that other people have done that they admire and, they think that it's just an overnight success. Oh my gosh, they just came on the scene and they did this. No, there is no such thing as overnight success. There isn't. What there is a such thing as is hard work over time. I have this hashtag that I use so often now, hashtag tenacity and patience. And what I mean when I say that, you've got to have the tenacity to go all in and do whatever it takes to accomplish the goals that you're setting for yourself, and the patience to wait for it all to happen and to come to fruition. It's a duality that's there that has to be mastered, because those people that are successful, there is no option for failure for them. It's just that simple. And when I say that there's no option for failure, it doesn't mean that failures don't occur, because they do. It takes time to find your rhythm. That's where the tenacity comes in. And during that time is also when patience needs to be employed so that you don't quit. You know that you're doing the thing that you love. You know that you're being uniquely and authentically you. I talked about this on yesterday's podcast. You've got to find that thing that is unique about you and go all in on it. Even though you have a similar product or service to someone else, you doing it in the way that you authentically would do it is the thing that separates you from that competition or from that person that you look up to or that business that you admire that you shouldn't be comparing yourself to. You have to understand and know that when you do you, no one else will ever beat you at that because there is no one like you. And when you compare yourself to someone else, and in that comparison, you try and copy or be like that other, you will fail because you cannot do them. You're not. And that's a great thing. Even though you can have, look at a service like YouTube. You can find thousands, if not millions, of different videos on the same topic. But you will follow a certain person because you just gravitate towards who they are. No difference in the material. The material can be exactly the same, no less in quality. But there's something about that person that you gravitate to. This is what will happen to you when you have that tenacity and patience to know that you can do this. When you have that tenacity and patience to go all in on your strengths and just do you, there are people out there, thousands, if not millions upon millions of people that will look at your content or use your product or service because of who you are and what you mean to them. Stop comparing yourself to others. Your path is your path, and what is meant for you will be for you. Don't try and get what others have. Even looking at competition itself, there's enough out here for everyone. There are how many different cell phones out here, and all of them sell? Sure, you've got the top ones. But There are other cell phones out there that people buy other than the top ones for many different reasons, right? The same will happen with your product and service. When you're confident and comfortable with just doing you and you stop comparing yourselves to others. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this show today. Leave in the comments of this podcast if you're listening to it on the podcast. And you can listen to it on a podcast by going to alignwithyourpurpose.co. Click on the link at the top that says live broadcast and podcast, and follow me on the podcast platform of your choice. Please, in that podcast that you're listening to, leave me a comment. Do you struggle with comparing yourself to someone else or another business or company? Let me know the struggles that you're having with that in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time. You take care.